Please welcome the Principal of the College, Rabbi James Kennard.
You'll excuse me if I'm a little bit emotional. Not just because it's graduation and it's a moment to reflect on our wonderful year 12, but because this is the first time for 9 months that the auditorium has been full, that we are back together. One of the last things that we actually did on this stage before the lockdown was to record the cast of Annie singing "Tomorrow, I Love You, You're Always a Day Away." Well, it was a long wait, but tomorrow came, and here we are. And graduation itself, we always knew it was going to happen. We didn't know what it was going to look like. And so far it's been wonderful, and there's more of the evening to come. And we didn't know that we were going to be able to celebrate with family and friends. Thank you, Victorian government, for changing the rules just in time. And here we are. This is truly a beautiful moment. This is a graduation unlike any other, because it's been a year unlike any other. And we're celebrating a year 12 unlike any other. Not just because of your innate qualities, but because of what you've achieved through this year and the resilience that you have shown and the ability to survive such difficult challenges. And you've done that because you are awesome. And when we look back on this year that was so difficult for our school, so difficult for each of our families, so difficult for everyone, we will remember what we did, and we will remember you and how you got through this year and how you got to this day and you carried on smiling. But tonight is not just a time to think about the last year. Tonight is a time to think about the last 15 years, and in particular, to think about what we can take from those years into the future. But I do think there are 3 things in particular that we always like to share, and we have done that in a great way this particular year. There are 3 things that I want to mention that I think you have learned in particular that you can truly take into the future. And they say that absence makes the heart grow fonder. And I think that is very true, and I think we saw that this year. When you were away from school for about a third of a year in total, and there were things that you missed. And the first is obviously learning. I think you are part of perhaps the first generation of school children in history to be desperate to get back to school. And you were desperate because, however good Zoom learning was, and the teachers and the students made such tremendous efforts to make it a success, you knew and we knew that it's not the same. It's not the same as learning directly from a teacher one-to-one. It's not the same as being in a classroom and feeling the vibrancy and being part of a debate. And so the first thing that you have taken particularly from this year is an appreciation for and a love of learning. And the second thing is this. The second thing that I suggest that you missed was what we call socialization. Being with your friends, being part of a community. And again, we're thankful that the pandemic came at a time when technology was advanced, that we could keep in touch with each other through all sorts of digital means. But again, it's not the same. It's not the same as being together with people. And while we were away, it was remarkable. It was wonderful how you pulled together, how you supported each other, how you gave real meaning to what we call community. And the third thing that I think you missed was the life of the school, the buzz of the school, the things that makes Mount Scopus so special, the informal activities, the meeting on the quad, and I think especially the Jewish life of the school. It was wonderful that we were here for Purim, and we have those memories. It was a shame that we were not here for Yom HaTzmaut. We were not here to prepare for Rosh Hashanah. We were not here for numerous Friday nights, even though each of those experiences were replicated as much as we could online. And I know that when we came back, when we started GBH again, first in small numbers and outside, and now back inside, back to normal, the joy, the excitement, the happiness at returning to the Jewish life that Scopus offers was truly palpable. And now when we look at what you can take from your school out into the future, it is precisely these three qualities that I suggest will be most vital and most useful in the world that awaits you. Because the world has got many good things, but it's a bit dodgy in some areas. We live in a world of post-truth, of fake news, of dual, triple, quadruple narratives. And it's hard and it's confusing to really understand what's going on in the world. And that's where learning comes in. That's where a desire to understand, be it science, be it art, be it humanity, to understand our past, our present, our future, and to use our learning, to use our understanding to contribute, to build, to be part of that future. And we live in a world which right now, in some respects, is pretty selfish. Arguably, it's the most narcissistic the world has ever been, where I is so much more important than we. And that is why your sense of being part of a community, your ability to look out for each other, to think about us rather than me, will be so important and will enable you truly to make the world a better place. And we live in a world which is sadly bereft of values, of a moral compass that we can all identify with. People do their own thing. People achieve what they want to achieve just for themselves. But we can do better than that, because we are better than that. And we can live our lives in the right way, in a good way, that serves us, that serves the world. We can take from our school those Jewish values that I know you've come to appreciate, and we can apply them to our future and to the future of the homes and the families that we will build. And that is why it is those things that you have acquired over the last 15 years, but perhaps particularly over this so difficult year, that will enable you to make such a difference, such a positive difference to your world in the future. In just 3 nights' time, across the Jewish world, families will be gathering together to light a candle. It'll be the first night of Hanukkah. And when we light a candle, we remember the miracle of the oil that carried on burning. But we're also remembering something more important, more fundamental. It's not just that the oil carried on burning. Hanukkah celebrates that Jewish life, Jewish learning, Jewish values carried on. At the time of Hanukkah, it wasn't just a military war that was being fought. It was a war of ideas against an alien philosophy that replaced right with might, that replaced beauty, replaced truth with beauty, that replaced a desire to improve the world with a mediocre satisfaction that the world is all right just as it is. And that battle of ideas was fought at that time and in a sense is still going on. And that is what we commemorate on Hanukkah. May it be that each one of you can light a candle and each one of you can bring light to the world and make it a brighter place. Chazak v'amatz. Thank you.